Hi, my name is Harry Maes from bookshop.nl and I'm demoing the Zoom G3X. This is a multi-effects guitar processor and amp modeler in one, and it's an extended version of the G3, and it now comes with an expression pedal. You can also see it as the little brother of the G5, which still allows you to have 6 effects at a time. It feels a lot like using separate stompbox pedals because of the screen layout, in my opinion. It has 22 realistic amp models and 94 effects, 94 stompbox pedals that you can place in any order. It comes with a looper and a tuner, and it can also be used as an audio interface with your PC. It has 3 free edit and share software that you can use via the USB in, and the USB in can also be used for firmware updates. It comes with its own 9-volt adapter, but it can also be used with batteries, so that's really nice for portability. It has a mono input with active passive switches for your pickups, and it has stereo outputs where you can also connect your headphones. It has a balanced out for DI use, and it has a control in to connect an expression pedal or a foot switch. Okay, I'm playing on my Yamaha Pacifica 611, which has Seymour Duncan pickups, custom 5 and a P90. I'm first going to show you how I created the intro patch and also the interface going along with that. Secondly, I'm going to create an empty patch and show you how to add amps and effects. And lastly, I'm going to show you how to use the Zoom G3X with a normal amp as a stompbox pedal. So the intro patch sounds like this again. And I also showed you how the cleanup works with the volume rolled down. This is with the volume full up. So if you check the screen, you can see 3 screens that represent 3 stompbox pedals. So it's an easy interface and it's very intuitive. The first one is a pedal Crybaby Wah, and you can switch it on and off with these switches when the home screen is active, when you see the pedals. The second one is the Bogner Drive model, and you can go to the page or start twisting the knobs immediately. You can see the gain, tube and level are pretty high up on this one for a high gain sound. Treble, middle and bass settings, and my presence and cap settings. You switch the different amp effects with type up and down. So this is a boogie drive, and again the Bogner drive. The last one here on the screen is a noise reduction that's also switched on. And if you want to see the 3 other pedals, you can scroll, and it will scroll one left. So there's a stereo chorus that I didn't switch on. You can also hear how that sounds. And if you want to hear more of that, you can increase the mix, of course. That's for more of the 80s kind of sound. Scroll next, you can see the tape echo that I used and the arena reverb. You can also scroll with the foot with these 2. So press these 2. I will do it with my hands. But it's good to switch on and off effects when you're playing live. That's a handy feature to also scroll the screen with these 2 buttons. Okay, next one is the noise reduction. I didn't change anything about that, so that's just to reduce noise. It's also funny to hear that on the delay it repeats and it cuts the noise anyway. That's a great feature. So no noise, but you still hear the delay repeats. That's great stuff. Stereo chorus. Quickly, this is the mixes. It's set higher, but I think I had it about here. Depth and rate settings, and again page to go to tone and level, and back to the screen. The tape echo, I have it set to time 560, feedback halfway, and mix to 35, and high damping about on 5, so it remains the high end and level. Okay, next one is the arena reverb, and I have the mix low and a high decay, so you have a lot of reverb but low in the mix. So that's about how I set up that patch. You can go out of the home screen by holding the left button here. Then you can switch patches and banks. So patches are switched with these two knobs. You can go up, that's an empty patch, a 2-rock wah patch, and back and back. The A0 patch is the one that was originally there already. I just modified it to have more gain and to have different settings on the reverb and delay. So you switch banks with these two again. That's bank up and bank down. Okay, let's go up one and go to the empty preset. Hold the button again to go to the home screen to see all the different effects on there. So I'm going to start with an amp, then a tube screamer, then a chorus or a pitch or any stuff, delay and reverb. So let's go to the amp, this one here. So there are a lot of effects, so you have to scroll for a while, but it gives you an opinion how much effects are in here. So this is the clean signal of the amp. It's not on yet, so you have to switch it on. Don't forget that, because it sounds very dull otherwise. Okay, let's go to it, increase the level a bit. Well, a bit of tube. I think it can need some more treble here, a bit more mids. You have to be able to hear yourself in the mix. Let's see how that sounds. That's already starting to sound a lot better. I will reduce the gain a bit, increase the level a bit. I want to hear some more treble. Okay, the next thing I want to have is a reverb, so I'm going to place a chorus here, a delay there, so I have to go here to go to a reverb, and that's going to take a while again, because I have to search for it. Normally you won't start with an empty patch, so this is just for demonstration. Normally you could set up basic amps, reverbs and delays and stuff, so you can quickly change it to your own liking. This is the reverbs, and here we have the high density reverb. Okay, and again, don't forget to switch it on. That's a pretty high in the mix, so let's decrease that a bit. Yep. That's already starting to sound cool. With a Fender type amp, I like a spring reverb, so I'll set that on. Let's see how it sounds. Yep, cool. Okay, let's scroll back to the first effect, and what could be nice here is just to add a compressor, just to get some more more tone, more definition. I first want to set the level a bit higher. That was that. The compressor is too much in my case, so I want to decrease the sensitivity. Yeah, that's nicer, so you can nice for chords also. So a compressor is always cool to add to a clean sound. Okay, let's go to some drive pedals. Let's see where we are. Okay, overdrive tube screamer. That's always a good one to have. Maybe decrease the tone a bit. Let's see how it sounds on my neck pickup. Okay, pretty cool. So let's see where the filter, or more like the mod effects, are. This is the amps. Okay, detune. That's a cool one. Let's switch it on. Let's see what the mix is. And when you switch off the tube screamer, it's great for clean stuff. Always a nice effect to detune. You can of course select different types of, this is a vintage CE. That's more of the bass CE. This is a normal chorus. Stereo chorus you can immediately hear because I connected it into my DAW, into my PC in stereo. Okie dokie. So let's keep it on the detune, and I'm going to switch it off. So the next one will be a delay. It takes a while. There it is. So I prefer the tape echo. And let's go back here and switch on the tube screamer. Let's decrease the mix a bit. Yep, very nice. And the last one will be the spring reverb, and I already added that. So that's how you create a basic preset, and it can sound pretty nice. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is how to use the Zoom G3X in front of a normal amp. I'm playing on a Plexi type amp, which sounds like this. And the neck pickup. I'm first going to activate, this is a completely dry amp setting, so I'm going to activate the hall. And you can also of course do room types that have a different effect on when you're playing. This is a tiled room, so it's more expressive. A spring. And because you're playing in front of the amp, it's always good to check the levels of the amp, because the higher the gain, then spring and delay in front of the amp won't sound as good. You can have a lower level settings on delay and reverb, but it's not great when you have higher up in the mix and also a higher gain setting on your amp. You can always connect it in your effects loop, but then you have an issue with your drive pedals up front. That's a spring setting. Okay, here's that combined with a tape echo. And that's nice. A mod delay. Very nice sounding. The analog delay, which is also a bit darker. Give it a bit more mix. Let's hear it without the spring. I always like it, an analog delay. Reverse delay. Cool. Multi-tap delay. So you have multiple taps. Dyna delay, docking delay, filter delay. Lots of delays here. Pitch delay, what's that? Okay, that's fun. Okay, detune. Let's decrease the mix of the string reverb a bit. And we can scroll to the first one, which is currently a tube screamer. But I can change that to a compressor. And you can change the sensibility, the ratio. Okay, that's cool sounding. Compressor for cleaner stuff. Let's go to overdrives. And let's switch off the detune. Yep. What have we got here? Spring, a bit less. And let's go back to, no, back to, let's use the analog delay with a bit more mix. Okay, this side up, and here we have the overdrive again. Tube screamer. And let's switch off the spring reverb and only use the delay with the drive pedals. The governor. A distortion plus. The squeak. And a fuzz phase, of course, a great mouth. Okay. Let's switch off the analog delay. And let's keep the spring on. And that's a clean one again. Another thing I want to show you is that you can use the amp models, but you have to switch off the cap. So here's what this sounds like. That's a Marshall type amp. Let's increase the gain and the tube a bit. So that's also a cool option. Okay, detune. These are the choruses. We already covered that. This is just a flanger. Another type of flanger. Vibrato. Octave. Tracks quickly. Pitch shift. That's a fifth above. A mono pitch. This is all pitch. What's this? That's a funny one. Ring modulation. Also cool, bit crushing, a bumper, monosynth, there's all synth stuff, delay stuff. Yeah, lots of good effects to use the Zoom G3X as a stompbox pedal in front of your amp. That concludes my video for the Zoom G3X, which is an extended version of the Zoom G3 that comes with an expression pedal. It's a multi-effects guitar processor and amp modeler in a small convenient format that is also portable because it can be used with batteries. You can still use 6 effects at a time, and it feels a lot like using separate stompbox pedals because of the screen layout. It comes with 22 realistic amp models and 94 stompbox effects, which you can use in any order. With the looper and tuner, usage as an audio interface, the edit and share software, and all the inputs and outputs, this is a cool pedal. My name is Harry Maes. I'll see you next time.